Quit playing games with my heart, with my heart, with my heart, with my... Okay, because I ain't gonna let you anymore. So anywho, collective exhale on that one, right? So, yeah, glad that's over. Let's talk about the good stuff. Thanks for being here. Where's the... There we go. Okay. I did say a couple of videos ago that I will get right on the mental health stuff. Would you like to get healthier with me? Let's do that. So I might just have to start with my story a little bit. Okay, so I mentioned in so many things, I don't know if you've watched all of the videos yet or whatever, but yeah. I've mentioned before that I struggled with suicidality a lot. Okay, I felt like an alien, a mistake, an anomaly, things like that. I'm really glad to be weird now, because again, like, look at what is considered normal, and then like, yeah, okay, I don't mind it. You know, I understand my worth and my worthiness. I bring up the dark, just to mention, right? And again, it would have been entirely preventable or switched or changed had I just had like the support in the family that I was actually like promised. I was adopted. Like, you know, that's choice, right? You choose to bring this person in and love them for their entire life. And for some reason they decided to break that oath, and I have zero patience or yeah, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. So it is kind of a one-time thing too. You know, I would love to have had them in my future, but they are absolutely not going to be welcome anymore. So that's healthy boundaries. And that comes from the oath, and I'm going to get to that in a second. The reason I bring up all of the darkness and things like that is not to invite pity, because it's always useless. Like, care is different than concern or worry or anything. And I've told Sherry this before, recently, actually. It's like, hey, we're so worried about it. Perfect love casts out fear. Okay? If you loved in the first place, if you cared in the first place, then there would have been no worry, period. You like worry. You like pity. You like playing the victim. I mean, it is what it is. You know? So, always in a pity party. I just got done crying for hours. Yeah, because you got your feelings hurt. You weren't soaked through in 40-degree weather. You weren't, you know, getting punched in the chest in Seattle for just walking by. You weren't, like, I have actually faced trauma. You've never suffered a day in your life. It's all in your head. So, yeah, I don't feel sorry for those tears. They're called crocodile tears. You know, I was dehydrated, so I didn't have tears. And I was shaking and like heaving and all of that. All of it could have been preventable with like the ability to have an important conversation ever. To be able to share what's important and actually do it. So, because that didn't happen, let's go back to 2024. So, the birth of the prophecy came a long time ago, but I kind of finished the impetus for it, or the first round, what kind of led to the full bloom later after I got my calling and such. But in December of 2024, by then I had kind of finished the first like piece. I called it socioeconomic irrigation. I just wanted to see and test my mind, you know, see if whatever's available to me on the internet and things like that. What could I piece together to see what I could do to create a system that would like replace this oppressive one and wasteful one and things like that. And I came up with something that honestly, if and when implemented, will. So in December 2024, I surrendered. I decided that I can't do this anymore. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't belong here. And the next time this is not what I signed up for. This is not life at all. Like, this is complete nonsense. This is adverse. This is inverted to what life is supposed to be. And it's not what I work for. It's not what I do. I deserve so much better. Not because I'm entitled, but because I actually put the work in and I share it. Why is there no traction? Why does nobody care about anything? So, if I really don't belong here, then, well, I'll correct the mistake. The next time that the feelings come, I will just succumb. That would have been probably mid-December. Early mid. Well, in a couple of weeks, the day after Christmas, I got a miracle instead. It's just like lying there on that bed, actually, on my belly, listening to YouTube in the background, just kind of, have something there. And I just felt a click in my chest and my throat, and it opened up, and what came out was, my love is allowed here. Just a very profound thing when you think about it. Who did the talking? That took a minute. Love is love. Yeah, of course, love itself is allowed here. So, all the pain dropped away. And instantly I was like, okay, you chose me. Like, I am here. I belong here. All of this pain was wrong. Everyone who inflicts it and reinforces it, and for, whatever reason, whether that's for some sick pleasure or professional, it's like, well, I have no vested interest in curing you because I get paid. Calling out psychology. Like, look, no. If we taught mental health, we don't need therapy. No, nobody needs therapy. we don't. It's kind of why we're here right now. I'm bringing all of this up just for kind of context and background, because once that happened, I made an oath to life. And it started with 4 lines, and they evolved, and now it's 8. And it's perfect alchemy. It is the dissolve portion with their 4 lines. So there's an action anchor, physical oriented, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And so, each line is dedicated to the proper thing, and then a bind portion. So it's perfect alchemy. We dissolve the lead and then bind it and turn it into the gold, right? So spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical action kind of thing for the bind portion. So it's kind of a hourglass type thing, if you want to picture it that way. So I'll just go through it. With the mental health thing, I will just focus on the 2nd and 3rd lines, respectively, because, that's the area, right? So dissolve 2 and 3 and bind 2 and 3. I love talking about the oath. Like, you're going to see me get really excited, because this is the stuff that life is really, really about. So, the spiritual anchor, they're super important, obviously, because life is bigger than us. I didn't know if you realized that. Life is bigger than you. Life is bigger than me. Life is bigger than the games we play and stuff like that. And, as far as like the systems of government and commerce and all big pharma and all of these industries and stuff, the industrial age and stuff, it's time for that game to have that final whistle. And I've already got the replacement, like, ready made. You can see it in the comment and read it. Please share it with everybody. The sooner we can connect, me with Lindsay, I can't do it. Lindsay Sterling and then Maynard Keenan. The 3 of us can figure out exactly how to do it, and also make it like the best time ever. I promise. Like, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really, really fun. So the spiritual anchor is really important, obviously, and then the action-oriented anchor is kind of just the physical, the shared. But what goes on in our head and our heart? Well, they are gardens. And so we want to weed. We want to purify the H2O molecules. We want to, make sure that what we put in it is really good. Like, water is a solution, but So is coffee. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, what we put in our cup is great. What we put in our minds too. So, that's the thing. So, what are we putting in our garden, and how are we nurturing it? I have gone months with like literally nothing. Huge stretches with literally just the clothes on my back, no money in my pocket, nothing else. Sometimes a blanket, sometimes a notebook. So, even in the throes of extreme poverty, I was still singing, I was still engaging, I was still marveling at this beautiful gift. So, what are the 8 lines? Dissolve. I promise to purify and never pollute. I had a couple of cigarettes just out of like rebellion, but that's it. If you see me smoking a cigarette, saw me smoking a cigarette, that is the biggest red flag. I hate cigarettes so bad. I call them puffy pacifiers. You don't need them. So, no adult needs a pacifier. Grow up. Thanks for being here. I'll teach you how. So, line 2, right? The mental. I promise to discern. Life is designed perfectly. And so when we learn to agree with things that naturally feel good to us, and let go of everything else, that's discernment. So I promise to discern what is worthy of my attention or focus and what's worth letting go. Right? See, with the dissolve portion, there's always something letting go. That's what purification is. You let go of the impurity, right? Divorce the impurity. Separate. Okay? So with the emotional, same thing, but different. Think about a water molecule. It's beautiful, so we transform it or dissolve it. So I promise to transform or dissolve feelings that get in the way of truth and love. Those are the things to come back to. Pure truth, pure love. That's what God is. That's what, truth is truth. There's a reality that we share. Didn't know if you know that. But pure truth, pure love. Uncomplicated, just simple. Okay. Because once you get there, I'm not gonna have much time to dive into much more. And then the spiritual kind of thing there is I promise to improve, and that was based off of a Chief Seattle quote. Actually, there is no death, only transformation. And then that got me thinking as I was sitting. Second place that I got soaked through in Discovery Park. I call it Redemption Grove. I had nothing but the clothes on my back and a couple of blankets, so naturally. This was in September, and I was going on I decided to, again, let go and, thank you for holding me so I can let go type of thing. If I'm supposed to be around, then it's going to be on your watch. It's another trust fall with the divinity. And I stopped drinking. I had a couple of handfuls of blackberries that were growing around. About 9 days without water, which apparently is not supposed to happen, but that's what it came from. And so I promised to die. It sounds dark, but it's not. It's just shedding skin. It's just separating from that no longer necessary thing. And so if I'm going to get new cells all the time, if I'm going to be a snake and shed skin, then there's going to be something new and better underneath. It's going to be refreshed. So I promise to improve. Okay, death to the old ways, and then receptivity of better. You're going to, always fall forward. And so that's the dissolve side, and we're going to focus on the lines 2 and 3. Right, so with the action thing, it is purity. We are going to purify and never pollute in the first place. So duh. So if you're not putting gravel in chocolate chip cookies, then you're doing pretty good. If the goal is to make chocolate chip cookies, in other words, better said, is just to not put stuff in the bowl that doesn't go in there, and then make sure that the namesake goes in there too. Like, you can't have chocolate chip cookies if there's no chocolate chips. You can't substitute gravel in there either. It's going to be a really crappy response or experience. And so, yeah, we're going to focus on the bind side as well, just real quick. This one's top down, so it'd be spiritual, emotional, mental, and action. I promise to trust. I promise to recognize, appreciate, cherish the beauty in life and gifts of it, including my own. I promise to be curious and understand, and I promise to reciprocate the good. So we'll focus mostly on the second and third lines on both sides, look forward to it because this is going to change your life for the better. Thanks for being here. Let's do it.